Good morning, children. As you already know that I have started neural control and coordination chapter in my last class. In that class I have explained about the structure of neuron, different types of neurons, and today I supposed to start generation and conduction of nerve impulse. As we know that in case of animals, the neural system perform three basic functions: receiving, processing, and responding. So let me write this one. In animals, neural system performs basic functions. Number one, it is receiving. Number two, processing, and number three is responding. So these are the three basic functions. Now once we know these three basic functions, then let me start how the nerve impulse generate, how the neuron cells receives the informations, and how this will conduct. Okay, so now first of all we should know the nerve fiber receives the stimulus. So how this stimulus it will receive and what is this stimulus? Okay, so first of all, the stimulus is anything which can generate action potential in nerve fiber. Okay, so which can generate action potential in nerve fiber, that is called stimulus for nerve fibers. For sensation or sound, for ear we come to know like light for eyes for the vision, so here light is a stimulus. Sound for ear, touch for sensation to the skin. Okay, so now whether all the stimulus are able to generate the action potential? No, it is the minimum strength which can generate the action potential. That minimum strength of a stimulus is called threshold stimulus. So let me write threshold stimulus. Yes, the threshold stimulus, it is the minimum strength of a stimulus which can generate action potential in nerve fiber, that is called threshold stimulus. So let me write minimum strength, the minimum strength of a stimulus which can generate action potential. Okay, so this is threshold stimulus, and this threshold stimulus always follow all or none principle. It means once the nerve fiber receives the threshold stimulus, it will generate the nerve stimulus and it will generate the action potential and it will conduct the impulse throughout the nerve fiber. Got it? So it will follow all or none rule. When the nerve fiber receives threshold stimulus, it will generate action potential and it conducts the nerve impulse. Okay. Now, if we see the image, once we see the resting membrane potential of a nerve fiber, then we can understand how this resting membrane potential change and how the action potential develops. Okay, so here when we see the nerve fiber at resting stage, so during resting stage, outside the nerve fiber, that means the extracellular fluid have overall positive charge, whereas inside the nerve fiber, that is here you can see the exoplasm, it has overall negative charged, because here in the exoplasm the negatively charged proteins are there, and whereas outside you can see the positive charge are there. What will be the strength of this membrane potential? We can measure it with the help of CRO, that is cathode ray oscilloscope. This is cathode ray oscilloscope. Okay, the average resting membrane potential is average resting membrane potential is near about minus 70 millivolt. This is the average resting membrane potential. Okay. Now, once we see the membrane, suppose if we cut this portion of the membrane, we can see that this membrane having different channels. So, 3 different types of channels you can see on the membrane, or you may call it exolemma. Okay. When we see the membrane of nerve fiber or exolemma, we come to know that it has 3 channels. So this membrane has 3 channels. Number 1, leak channels. So these 2 are leak channels. Leak channels. Okay. So here and this one is, next one is the sodium potassium pump. Next one is sodium potassium pump, and the third one is ion gated channel. Okay. So this is sodium potassium pump